Welcome back to Doc's Hot Chop and Forge. So today I've got a choice of projects and some dogs barking in the neighbourhood, it would seem. So the first is I want to make a double diagonal cross peen. So this is a lump of wrought iron, probably about 800 grams, give or take a little bit. Now you can see it is wrought iron. You can see the striations in it. So as a side, we'll be punching through this side, but first we've got to upset it down a bit to get it down to about there, because we just have too much mass out too far, so it won't work as a hammer blank. It's too long. For the faces, we're going to be using a little bit of spring steel, which is just another offcut from the elevator arrestor spring that I'm slowly working my way through. And we'll make some more of those cute little pen scribers. See how thin we can get that pocket clip. If I've got the time and energy, I'll start working on the next little Viking anvil. This one will be about 3 pounds, give or take a little bit. So what we need to do for this one is forge this part down to get more of a taper, fold it over through the cut here, and then weld on this surface. So before we get started on that one, I'm going to clean up this surface as much as I can, so I'll probably take the wire wheel to it, just get it down as close to bare metal as I can before we get too much further. We've already drawn out a piece of spring steel for the face. This is probably overly long. We only really needed about 600 by 300, so it's 350 by 800, so we need to upset that in on itself, which will get us a bit more thickness anyway. So let's get things hot, let's get things underway, and see how far we get. So for those of you doubting that I've been using wrought iron for my hammers and such, this is what I've been using. And as you can see, plenty of fibres, laminations run this way, so eyes punch this way. So there you go, that's wrought iron. This is the same steel I used for my little Saxon anvil, and it's the same steel I'll be using for the slightly bigger Viking anvil, which doesn't have a horn. Welding up some cracks. So we have it more or less to length. Now we're forging the ends in, so we get back to a nice square. We have to make sure we don't get it too long. We do this, but it's going to go somewhere. Okay, we're keeping it the size. Now we're just going to forge in all of these lumps. Ready for welding on one side, so one right now. Put some fairy dust on it. See? And then we can hold it on up again. No! Damn it. Alright. Feel about that. These are still good. colour. We've achieved a pretty good weld. Right. Well, that's the faces welded on. So, next step is from this side. Let's just make some small marks just so we can find that. And then tomorrow we punch the eye and then we draw down the two peens, which will be in that diagonal plane. Alright, let's let this one cool down. Well, the billet is now cold. We've still got one of our marks visible, the other one it's still also just slightly visible. Just see it there. So we've got the faces welded on. You can still see some of the little hooks. It did take a little bit longer and harder to weld on than I expected. I can't tell which one it is. Might be this face. Which means that it spent a lot longer at forge welding temperatures than I wanted. Which in the gas forge means a higher oxidizing atmosphere, so far more scar produced than I ever wanted to see produced. Which means that we are now just on 800 grams, and so with punching the eye and drawing out the peens, probably going to end up at about 700 grams, which is a huge 1/3 loss in mass, which is, yeah. Had the face welded on first go, we'd probably still be over 800 grams, which disappoints me just a little bit, but there's nothing I can do about that. So all we can do is keep going with the project and see how we go. Now we were aiming to keep it at around about 700, so we're at 775 millimeters. We're aiming to keep it around 775 at this point in the project. We're at 75. At its narrowest, it's 35 millimeters. But we're out to 40 millimeters towards the end, so when we punch this, it'll swell out. We'll draw the cheeks out a bit as well. I now have a Patreon, link down below. Along with that is a link to my Etsy. Those two channels help support the channel with a little bit of outside funding, which all goes towards camera gear, lights, and soundproofing, that sort of stuff. So, if you've enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up. Feel free to share on social media. And if you haven't already subscribed, I'd love it if you hit that subscribe button. When you do, don't forget, hit the notification bell. So get out to your shop, have fun, push your limits, but above all, stay safe, and I'll catch you for the next one.